All right, greetings everyone. It is me, Umber Rays, coming off a 5-hour live stream almost. And interestingly, before the live stream started, I made a bet with chat, which was like, if a certain character was announced, I'd have to do a shot of sake. Anyway, so let's do a recap. So first of all, a little bit of information about this video. First off, this video is going to be the first of a couple of videos. I'm going to be doing a more in-depth look at the Reincarnation system once it comes out. I do want to do an opinion-based thing based on the announcement of this, as well as a review of this live stream, because honestly, this was a pretty bad 3rd anniversary live stream. Overall was my opinion of it. But with that being said, that's not here what I'm going to talk about today. In this video, we are just going to get through the information and we will do all that other stuff later. So first off, let's get the collaboration stuff out of the way. So announced for a returning collaboration is Final Fantasy VII Remake from the 8th of November to the 23rd of December. All of the old original FF7 stuff will return with nothing particularly new for bosses or vision cards or characters. There's a reason why I say this. Please wait till the end. Hold your questions till the end. Tifa will also remain the free character. If you don't have her already, well, you'll just get a pull and get 40 extra orbs and whatnot, which is probably going to be useful for something that we'll talk about in a little bit. As for the returning characters, they will also get their Master Ability 2s. Looking at Clouds, mostly focused around DPS with extra critical damage, slash resistance penetration, that kind of like stuff. Tifa will be getting 30% attack as well as some extra defense, and it looks like some defense penetration. Aerith will be focusing more around, more magical power, more spirit, lower casting times, and Nori getting reworked a little bit, as well as magic and slash resistance. And last but not least, Barret will be getting 25% HP, 25 defense penetration, 15% attack, and more. Interestingly, I find it really funny that there's just more on Barret, so Barret is probably getting a rework, but exactly what all of those details are, I can't tell you at this point. You're just going to have to wait until next week to find out all the details. Thank you for being patient. Next up, Barret will be getting also another bonus of a brand new weapon. Barret never got a weapon when the collaboration first came out, so this time he will be. It's a little bit like Lightning's weapon in that it will be specially tailored for him and will give him some bonuses to make him stronger. Can't wait to see what that entails, and for my 120 Barret to finally be worth it. All right, skipping ahead. As for all of the old FF7 stuff, that will all return, and probably Cloud and Aerith's weapon will get improved to a 6-star version, powering them up. Now, as for the new collaboration, yes, you heard that right. FF7 Remake Intergrade will be the new collaboration, focusing with 2 new characters, Sephiroth and Yuffie. It will run from the 14th to the 23rd, and will also feature 2 vision cards, Yuffie's vision card being a free vision card from my understanding, that you will be able to get the shards from it in a event. So there you go. As for Sephiroth's, expect it to be gacha. Sephiroth will arrive on the 14th of November, and Yuffie will arrive on the 22nd. As for Sephiroth, he is the first true, that's right, I'm not including Thancred, sorry Thancred fanboys. Sephiroth will be the first true 100 cost collaboration character. He will be Dark Elemental or Unique Original Job, Soldier, and Brawler for his other jobs. Limit Burst, boy is this thing just massive. Huge AoE, removes guts, removes re-raise, and also deals large damage, sure hit, and 3 turns AP consumption down. Probably the best limit burst I've ever seen in the entire game, bar none. As for Sephiroth himself, he will be a high damage attacker with a lot running for him in terms of barrier removal, in terms of status effect, and also, interestingly enough, is a team player. Apparently, he is going to be working to improve some characters as well, and not only will he deal dark damage, he will deal some non-elemental damage too. Top right is a 3-hitter ability that deals large damage in this kind of pattern. Up here, as you can see the range. Next up, bottom left will be another large AoE that destroys barriers, as well as increases his slash resistance. Originally I thought this was slash resistance penetration, but I do believe it's slash resistance, and deals damage. And last but not least, on the right, will give light resistance, reaction block, as well as fix your car. No, that's not true. I said that there wasn't going to be any jokes in this. It will also give a preemptive attack that will deal slashing base damage. It lasts for 3 turns. It has a range that seemed, and a height difference, a range of 4 and a height of 1. So it can be potentially used against shooting characters too. Long story short, Sephiroth seems to be pretty clearly from early depictions to be a must-pull character, and honestly, he seems insanely good. Can't wait to see what his full kit looks like on the 14th, but looking very strong. Next up is Yuffie, and thankfully Yuffie 90 cost, so going to be slightly easier to get. But Ninja, Operative, and oh my goodness, I just totally blanked on what the last one was. Not Samurai, is it? Dragoon, that's what it was. I couldn't remember what it was. It's Dragoon. So yes, primary job, new one. Secondary will be operative, sorry, spy or operative. Basically Fire Ildira's job. And last but not least is Dragoon. Now, as for this character, looking to be a little more refined, or a little more restrained, I guess. Agility up, as well as defense penetration up. Turns and a 3 consecutive hit on a single target. As for Yuffie herself, she will not be a slouch and has her own particularly interesting things, such as being able to hit the targets and cause blindness, which is pretty interesting. Great little status effect for her to have on her. You'll also have Whirlwind, as you can see in the top, which is a large AoE that increasing slash attack resistance penetration for 3 turns, dealing damage centered around self, with a chance to make hits less likely. And last but not least, her bottom right ability, probably one of the more notable ones, just because, get this, it actually removes sure hit from a opponent. Basically, if an attack is sure hit that your opponent is using against Yuffie, it will cancel the sure hit and knock it back down to original levels of accuracy, meaning that this is the new thing for dodge-based characters, and it's quite interesting. Whether or not it'll be good enough, we'll have to wait and see. The 2 vision cards will be as follows. This one you get from the event. This one you will get on the 14th. And Sephiroth's weapon will be farmable, where Yuffie's will be on a challenge board. So whatever reason, boomerangs, like hopes, I guess just always on the challenge board. As for logins, this is going to be very interesting. As you can see, a couple of summon tickets, nothing really notable there. 40 Sephiroth shards, okay. But last but not least, 20 Final Fantasy VII Intergrade unit spheres. This is why I classify the Intergrade collaboration as a new one. Technically, Sephiroth and Yuffie do not use Final Fantasy VII orbs. To my knowledge, they are not interchangeable. Intergrade orbs are different, do have a different thing, so probably will not be interchangeable. So for globalers who are ready to throw your FF7 units into the barracks, hold off on that until JP people get really angry and that changes. Alright, other than that, there will be challenge boards. Moving on, some FF7 promotion. They talked about Rurugia for a while, which was interesting. The Rurugia card features Luartha. There was a little bit more details announced about that. but I will hold off on that for a little bit later. Looks to be a shooting power-up and magic resistance card type card, and as per usual, a character who is on it, who is not, but it's probably a job-based vision card if I had to guess. Bunch of 3rd anniversary stuff to deal with, just campaigns that are already going this week. 3rd anniversary will offer a total of 300 pulls, but there is no UR guarantee on any of these, meaning that it's just 300 pulls, and I guess good luck. Anyway, next up, there will also be a lotto pull, where if your numbers match a certain amount, you get a massive amount of lapis, or maybe a select card, or character card, or a select vision card. We'll see how that works when that's out on the 14th. Another one that will potentially give towards ROG gaming phones. Next up, a Minirisu. I'm going to pretend I said that name correctly. Is another character to be announced to be coming out in this month. As for her, she will be a little bit different in the fact that she is another 100 cost but permanent time unit. Arithmetician and Scholar are her sub-jobs, and her main job will be something new. Her limit burst is summoning a massive meteor that deals large damage after reducing the spirit for 3 turns, but it is a large AoE. Comparative to Sephiroth, it feels a little bit underwhelming, but until we see the actual stats on her, it's hard to say that it will be underwhelming, seeing that this character is one of the characters that some people have been waiting for a while, so we'll see. She is a magic attacker with powerful both wide and single target attacks. She can give allies magical barriers that advantageous for your team in battle. Bottom left ability is a large AoE that is a 2 consecutive magic-based hit, large damage to targets that lowers single target resistance. As for top right ability, creates a magic barrier that reduces damage on allies. Might be interesting for physical units too. And on the bottom right, deal damage after releasing re-raise. So overall, Anirasu looks interesting. She looks potentially powerful, and I'm sure as a 100 cost unit she will be powerful. And water is even getting a 3rd 100 cost unit is good news for the element, especially because this is a permanent unit. But honestly, feels a little bit less hype compared to Sephiroth, just on the that we've seen. Next up, also on the 22nd of November, will be the next Chaos Esper Dark Ifrit. Not too many details were given away about this, but it sounds like fire and thunder will be the dual element for this vision card. And Ifrit, potentially a fire Esper, maybe for Yuffie? I feel like this was probably for a specific character, but anyway. Next up, as you can see, some login rewards for the whole anniversary period. And as you can see here, there's a couple of scrolls. We'll talk about that in a second. Schedule for double, triple drops. Twitter campaign, which we honestly don't even think about. As for the tournament, the Season 2 tournament ended with a bunch of winners. Congratulations to them. Interestingly, some of the notable units in the finals were characters such as Dario, who did quite well, Mama Helena, Skahal, and last but not least, I think there was even an Ibarra there, so interesting stuff. Maybe we'll do a video about that later. As for the updates to the game, we will see, of course, the new Guild War content starting on the 18th. That is a little bit detailed on here. There wasn't too much, unfortunately, talked about on stream. So I hope we'll get some more details about that in the future, but we won't have to wait too long anyway. As for the other updates, say hello to the Reincarnation system. Now again, I'll be diving deeper into this, especially on the 14th once it comes out. It was not really specified whether this will be from my initial hearing, whether or not this will be accessible to all characters once it comes out. However, it is in the initial picture here showing characters such as Mont and regular Macherie, but also new characters such as Amneris. So we'll have to wait and see exactly how that turns out. Basically, the way it works is once a character reaches up to level 120 and job level 25 is achieved, you will be able to push your characters even further beyond. This does not reset a character's level to 1 or anything like that once you do the system, but effectively, here's the thing. It does use some form of RNG in terms of stats. As you can see here, the green bar and the yellow bar is a little bit different. When you reincarnate, which apparently also uses job points, if you look right down here, there is a job point cost, a orb cost, and also uses these orbs, these things, and this new material as well. You can also note that Mont's level has increased to level 131. It was not said, to my knowledge, the actual max level, but as you can see here, this is the part that I think people are not going to be happy with, is the fact that this is a RNG based system, giving both RNG on stats and as well benefits, to my knowledge. If that is indeed wrong, I will correct that in a future video. Please do not freak out about it quite yet. Once you reincarnate, you will get an RNG amount of bonuses to your stats. So far, it doesn't look like anything too much, but it will make a difference in high-level competitive portions of the game. However, you can reincarnate a character multiple times. When you do, the yellow bits become more and more green. Green is permanent. So basically, it's an RNG system, but can become permanent. So you don't have to worry too terribly much if you are in it for the long haul. Next up was announced these. Now these orbs I'm not 100% sure on. But basically from my understanding, these can be used to replace certain units' orbs. Whether they work on, I would assume that they just work based on rarity, and that you can replace them for the pearls, but how much they'll be given out and everything for the reincarnation system is unknown at this point in time. As for other updates to be announced for future updates, not coming in the month of November, barracks will eventually be able to increase the bravery and faith of a unit to 97. There will be an exchange for large stamina potions, and there will also be a metal exchange for getting awakening materials in greater quantities potentially, as well as a limited time trade over event using PvPs, metals, star metals, soul visions, all of that, probably at outrageous amounts. As for the character popularity contest, I fortunately have some kind of sad news for some people. So first off here, Jaden won, which potentially means that Jaden is going to be getting another version. Happy for people who love Jaden, but for everybody else, kind of meh. Astrius came in second, and Mont came in third. As for the females, we might be looking at our fourth version of Glassy and a swimsuit Glassy in the near future. Alaya came in second and June came in third. You can be as upset or as happy as you want about that one. An announcement of merchandise to be dropped off in Animate stores in Japan. And the stream rewards, which were as follows. Globalers, you can probably expect this too in the future, as well as some resources for doing the whole reroll reincarnation thing. Exactly how much this is and how it will be distributed will be seen later, and a grand total of 3,300 lapis. So that's basically a summary of all the news with very little opinions. Hopefully that this has been informative. If I made any mistakes, apologies, but just got off a 5-hour live stream, so definitely feeling a little tired at the end of all of this. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I guess to close out this video, I would like to leave with something special. So we're going to check out the trailer for the Final Fantasy VII units, as well as the trailer for Anaris to wrap up this video. And yeah, should be relatively on time here. So getting an early look at Sephiroth in action here. We are going to get to see just a few of his animations, of course. And Yuffie as well. And we can also see here that Scarlet will be the boss at this point. No, as far as I know, Scarlet is not an Esper. Although that would be hilarious. All right, and now skipping ahead, let's take a look at the Anaris trailer. Skipping ahead to the point where we get to it. So starting on the 14th, Anaris will be available in the game as well. So a lot of characters and high-cost things coming to Wodo in the next little bit. But you know what? We'll get into opinions in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and have a good one.